So, lads, today we're going to be talking about Angel Reese and Shaquille O'Neal. And we're going to be talking a little bit about what Shaq has said and who he's alluding to Angel Reese being better than. Newsflash, it might actually be freaking Caitlin Clark. It might be Caitlin Clark, it seems. It might either be Caitlin Clark or it might be the old Nafisa Collier. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure that who he's alluding to being Angel Reese being better than. But this is what Shaquille O'Neal has said. Shaquille O'Neal offers advice, and by the way, she's a really nice, beautiful young lady. But when you're in this sport of ours, you have to play a certain way, or you have to be a certain way. Shaq said when asked people get around Reese, a lot of times, if they don't understand who you are, they misconceive. But I tell her all the time, don't worry about that. Good advice, really good advice. And then he goes and says this: she's just as good and even better than some of the people y'all are kissing up to. She is about the 47th best player in the WNBA. I mean that. 47th, I think, is an accurate statement. I think that is a very much accurate statement. She is about the 47th best player in the WNBA. And that's not a bad thing about Angel Reese. She's not a bad player. She's in the best 50% of players, but she is in the worst 3 starting power forwards in the WNBA. But y'all don't know it. She knows it. I mean, she knows it when she keeps shooting those shots. She keeps shooting 30% from the field. And that's the problem, is she's a hell of a role player. She is a hell of a role player. That's all I can say. She is a hell of a role player. Which is completely fine. You can be a role player. When Angel Reese wants to play defense, she's a good defender. She hasn't wanted to play defense since about game 10 of last season. She might want to play defense on 5 possessions in a game, and she has a good defensive highlight reel because she's an aggressive defender sometimes. But if you just watch, she doesn't get back on defense. She throws herself out of positions. She's a terrible on-ball. She's a terrible off-ball defender. She switches off way too much, and she's a terrible defensive rebounder. But if you want to quote rebound numbers at me, yes, when the other team are getting back on defense and you have to, and your job is to, when nobody's been 10 feet of you, catch the ball. She can do that a lot. But she's as good as even better than players you're kissing up to. Who? Fee Collier? Aja Wilson? The only argument is maybe Cardoso. That's maybe an argument. Is she better than Cardoso? Hell no. Is she better than Dearica Hamby? Hell no. Is she better than Natasha Howard? Sure. If that's what it is, if we're kissing up to Natasha Howard. But it's genuinely, she just needs to continue to play her game, better her game, and don't worry about the nonsense. I actually agree with that. Don't be looking at those comments. They don't really have a voice. They just think they do, Shaq included. It's yeah, I mean that. That is great. That is absolutely great thing to say. Looking at the comments, people having a voice. I've always said this. I am a guy that talks into a microphone. That is nothing more. I am nothing more than a guy that talks into a microphone. People are like, oh, you think you have a voice. No, I don't. I talk into a microphone. I complain about some things. That's what I do. We talk into microphones. Some people, I do this as well, but log into the Twitter app on their phone and type something out and hit the send button. In the year of 2025, every single person can technically have a voice. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really, it shouldn't matter. None of these players, I've said this, especially if you're a star player. If you're a star player or you play with a star player, you just should not be, you should not be on social media. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, it's, players should have social media. They should never have, they shouldn't have to delete their social media if you're an athlete. But it's you shouldn't have to. Of course you shouldn't have to at the end of the day. But it's just the reality of the situation. It is the reality that it is one of the bad realities of being in the limelight, is that everyone has an opinion of you. Everyone has an opinion of you. And then the more famous you get, the more it is. And it's something that obviously to a complete lesser extent I experience, but it's an unfortunate thing that like, it's an important thing that these players and stuff need to learn. And the fact that Shaq has had to give that advice to Angel Reese, saying stop listening to the outside noise, don't listen to it, means obviously she is. Like, we know for a fact Dejanay Carrington's chronically online. Like, we know for a fact that she's chronically online. Like that is the one thing I would suggest if I was Dejanay Carrington, is that, like, you can see it every single, like, I used the word aura farming. I don't even really know what aura means, but that is a word that I've seen used. Whatever that means, that might be it. That it's like Dejanay Carrington is basically playing freaking basketball in a way to appease Twitter. Like, to appease fans because she wants to go viral. And, like, that's, like, if that's what aura farming is, then yeah, I'll use that. I'll use that as a thing to describe what Dejanay Carrington's doing. But at the end of the day, that is a smart thing that he's saying. But Caitlin or Angel Reese knows she's better than these players, and I'm like, that's not a good thing to say, because Angel Reese, by the way, I don't think she doesn't have the potential to be an elite player. Like, I'm not saying that. And I'm higher on Angel Reese than most people. I think that what she does well, if she can put together, so what Angel Reese needs to improve on, first of all, layups. I always said this. Even at the end of last season, Angel Reese should be a 5-year plan, because right now she is an effective player more than she's a good player. She is effective. She causes havoc on the offensive glass because she's an incredible sealer. So if you get caught in a switch situation, she can cause you to have to double down on her on a seal, because she is actually pretty good at attacking mismatches. And when you double down on her on a seal, she's not the greatest at passing out, but if you have to double down on her off the ball, it'll free up a shooter. Angel Reese can cause havoc on the court. She is a super effective basketball player, but, like, skill-wise, I don't know if you take out the 6-7 centers, if there's a less specifically position-wise skilled player in Angel Reese. Because, for example, I think that Angel Reese is a skilled ball handler, but doesn't need to be a skilled ball handler, if you get me. Like, it's not like she's an unskilled player, it's just, do her skills translate into the position and roles she plays in? Not really. Like, if she moves permanently to center, we're looking at a much better center. We're looking at a much better center in power forward, but if she continues to play power forward, we're looking at a 7th or 9th best power forward in the WNBA. Because I'm just trying to think of starting power forwards. Is she as good as Bree Jones? No, but it's a debate. Is she as good as Nelson Adota? She's better than Nelson Adota. Is she as good as Nilissa Smith? She's better than Nilissa Smith. Is she as good as Janelle Salone? No. Is she as good as Natasha Howard? Sure. Yes. Is she as good as Aja? No. Is she as good as Hamby? No. Fee? No. Stewie? No. Alyssa Thomas? No. Neka? No. Kiki Riefen? No. So we're looking at what? The 9th best starting power forward in the WNBA? And that's fine. That's fine. But when Angel Reese is getting put in when you're basically implying that Angel Reese is better than, I hope he's not implying better than Nafisa Collier, but even Caitlin Clark, who's not Nafisa Collier level, comparing her to Caitlin Clark is crazy. Because if you look at starting power forwards and centers, how many starting power forwards and centers is Angel Reese better than? Her team is 2-4, and she has never had a better plus minus than the team as a whole. She has never had a better plus minus than the team as a whole. She's the 3rd best player at best on her own team. Becca Allen is better. And if you want to say Cardoso is better, be my guest. If you want to say Sloot is better, be my guest. But that is the fact of the matter. And look, the one thing I will really say, don't be looking at those comments. The fact that Shaq has to say this means that she does it. And I mean this. Angel Reese would be 1,000 times better if she wasn't chronically online and just focused on the little things. Focused on the layups. Focused on the layups. That is the important thing. Next season, if she can figure out how to score layups next season, it takes an entire offseason to stop shooting from the hip. Like, it does. Spend your entire offseason working on those layups. Unrivaled is very different because they can't send double teams. There's not that weak side defender There's not that weak side 5'6" defender ready to swat your shot in Unrivaled. And when she's caught in a one-on-one situation and she can seal and drop step, she can be pretty good. She can be pretty good. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.